In Lebanon, on the structure of a temple, some stones were placed that leave the human mind astonished. Each stone weighs as much as 3 blue whales, and astonishingly, they were not only cut with great skill, but were also transported from a distance of 1.5 kilometers, thousands of years ago. But the mystery is that no civilization has ever existed that is famous for cutting such large stones. And I asked the question, was there any civilization in history that had the knowledge that we don't have today? To investigate these stones, a team of German archaeologists started excavation at the quarry where these stones were brought from. Even today, an incomplete stone weighing around 1,200 tons remains at the site, which is equivalent to the weight of about 4 Boeing aircraft. After excavating here, the archaeologists found some evidence deep inside the earth that is hard to believe. Welcome again to Global Facts Videos. In Lebanon's Bekaa Valley, to the east, there is the city of Baalbek, where ruins from the Roman Empire attract many visitors. However, the interesting thing is that the visible ruins belong to the Roman Empire, but beneath them, archaeology has found evidence that has no connection to the Roman Empire, at least not yet. Here stands a temple built by ancient Romans, known as the Temple of Jupiter, which still serves as a prime example of Roman architecture and craftsmanship. But beneath this temple's construction, huge stones were found. Initially, it was believed that these stones were not one piece, but that smaller stones were skillfully joined together to appear as one. However, after conducting various tests, it was confirmed that these stones are, in fact, giant single pieces. These stones were later referred to as trilithons. Lifting them up and placing them 30 feet above the ground was perhaps the first time such a task was ever accomplished in human history. To understand the size and weight of these stones, each one weighs around 900 kilograms, which is 1.5 times the weight of the world's heaviest aircraft, the Antonov A-225 Miria, and 10 times the weight of the largest stones used in the construction of the pyramids of Giza. Despite their massive size, these stones were somehow transported here from a distance of several kilometers and then placed on the blocks of the Heliopolis complex. The precision with which these stones were cut and joined together is truly remarkable, especially for that era, when the concept of modern machinery was unimaginable. There is virtually no gap between the stones, not even as thin as a piece of paper. Roman structures generally focused on beauty, as the Romans wanted to showcase their construction skills to the world. In contrast, the trilithons are not just impressive in size, but also in the hidden mystery surrounding them. If a civilization accomplishes such a monumental task, why would they keep it hidden? The ancient Romans, famous for recording every skill they possessed, did not leave any record about these stones. Instead, they built their temple on top of the already existing foundation of the trilithons. Historians believe that the largest cranes available to the Romans could lift only around 60 tons, which makes it impossible for them to have lifted these 900-ton stones. Additionally, when the Romans used cranes to lift stones, they would drill specific holes in them, known as Louis holes. But no such holes have been found on the trilithons, leaving us to wonder who could have accomplished this task with such skill. Some believe these stones were placed in such a way by an ancient civilization that existed long before the Roman Empire, perhaps 1,000 years ago. It's a mystery that archaeologists still cannot explain. In Baalbek, apart from the trilithons, there are many other massive stones found throughout the Temple of Jupiter's compound. These stones, some weighing between 400 and 800 tons, are scattered on the south wall, and some are buried underground. No one knows how deep they go, and the precision with which they fit together is astonishing. These stones have strange markings on their surfaces, similar to those found on modern mining machines. The markings are about 10 feet long and are perfectly parallel to each other. These markings are also found on stones in China's Yanshan quarry and in the ancient city of Petra in Jordan, which was carved from the rocks around 2,300 years ago. When comparing, these markings resemble those made by modern machinery, which suggests that ancient technology may have existed capable of cutting stones in a similar manner. But there is still no solid evidence to prove this. Next, we look at the quarry from where the Baalbek stones were sourced. This quarry is located about 1.5 kilometers away from the Temple of Jupiter and is a limestone quarry. Some half-cut stones are still found here, which is surprising because it's unclear why these stones were never fully cut and moved. One of these stones is estimated to weigh around 1,200 tons. The stone, which lies at an angle, is still partially attached to the rock in the quarry, implying that the task of cutting it was abandoned midway, leaving the stone in its current state. In Switzerland's Jungfrau Park, there is a model of the pregnant woman's stone, and around it are models of modern cranes. This is to show that even in the present day, it would take about 20 cranes to lift a stone of that size, and only if there was enough space around it for the cranes to be set up. Originally, the pregnant woman's stone was partially buried in the ground, but when excavations were carried out in 2014, it was found that it was detached from the rock beneath. The soil had caused it to become embedded in the earth over thousands of years. Pictures from that time show that the stone was buried nearly 10 feet into the ground, which, according to calculations, means it has been there for about 1,000,000 years. This raises the question, in the Stone Age, were humans capable of such challenging tasks? In 2014, when further excavation was done, another stone was discovered nearby, weighing around 1,650 tons. This stone, known as the Forgotten Stone, is the largest stone block ever extracted from any quarry. What lies deep inside the quarry, however, remains a mystery, and there is no way to say what might still be hidden there. The methods used to cut, transport, and precisely place these stones are beyond what could be done by any known ancient civilization, or even modern-day engineers. There is no evidence to suggest a direct route for transporting these stones, and the rugged terrain made it incredibly difficult to move them. After all, how were these enormous stones lifted and placed with such precision? Some researchers believe that these feats might be linked to an ancient civilization whose people were much taller and stronger than modern humans, almost resembling deities. Stories of such people are found in many religious texts, including the Bible, Quran, and Hindu scriptures. Some accounts describe their height as being over 450 feet. For such a civilization, lifting and placing the stones of Baalbek might not have been such an impossible task. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell icon and subscribe.